Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Whitney, and today this is an awesome recipe to make, especially with these cooler temperatures that we've been having. I'm definitely starting to feel fall. So the recipe that I'm going to be preparing is glazed carrots with cranberries. Okay? A pound of carrots. And so these carrots have already been washed and cut thinly. And so I'm going to add in my pound of carrots. And then I have half a cup of broth. I used a vegetable broth versus a chicken broth. That's something that I had on hand, so I'm going to add in that. And then I'm going to be adding in 1 tablespoon of sugar and half a teaspoon of salt. And this is going to be cooking for 5 to 8 minutes until the carrots are pretty tender on a medium-high heat. Okay, so I'm going to give this a nice stir, and then I'm going to let it cook for 5 to 8 minutes right here. Okay, so let's give it a nice stir. And then it's on that medium-high heat, and we'll let it cook for probably more towards the 8 minutes, and then we'll get a thick consistency going on here, okay? Okay, so these carrots have been cooking for about 8 minutes now. As you can see that it is boiling pretty well, and it's been at a nice simmer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my heat to high, uncovered. So I did have the cover on while I was in this 5 to 8 minute process, and that way it was cooking a little bit faster. So now what's going to happen is the heat is on high, and it's going to cook for 1 to 2 minutes until the broth is about 1 to 2 tablespoons. Okay, so now the broth is down to about 2 tablespoons. As you can see, there's not too much left in the pan. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be adding 1 tablespoon of butter in there, and then 1 tablespoon and a half of sugar. And I'm going to stir this in. Okay, and you can see it's a light brown glaze. That's what we're looking for in this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding in the dried cranberries, okay? So it calls for half a cup, but I really don't think you need that much, so I'm going to do a little bit less. I'm just going to do about 1/4 cup of the dried cranberries in there. And then we're just going to cook, stirring this frequently. Just until the carrots are completely tender and we get about that light golden brown in the cranberries. Oh wow, I can already smell those cranberries. They smell absolutely wonderful. Okay, so I'm just going to let this cook for a minute here, and then we'll check out the final product. Okay, so now I'm going to turn off my heat. It's just a nice light glaze that we have here. And then I am going to be adding in the 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And as you can see here, it's just a nice light glaze on those. Okay, so I'll add in that lemon juice. Okay, and just give it a nice stir. Okay, and here we go. We have our glazed carrots. Have a great day, everybody.